Hello, parents. I am Selena Willow, CEO of Swim to Safety, and welcome. Today, we're going to talk about back floats. I'm going to help you get over these frustrations of your child not progressing in the water so that you can finally get them through those first few lessons where they are trying to learn this back float. Let's get them through that level and on to learning to swim, okay? Because we all want the same thing here. We want our children to be swimming and safe in the water. So, first, we're going to talk about the truth about floating. And this is a hard one because all these instructors out there are really, really trying. They're doing their best with your child. But the truth of the matter is there's something missing. So we're going to talk about that. Then we're going to talk about the number one mistake that delays floating. Why is it that children are taking so long to learn to float? All right. And then I'm going to give you my tested and proven method to get your child floating on their back, so that you can finally get them past that lesson and they can move on to learning to actually swim. All right, with that, let's get started. So here's the truth. The truth is your child needs to be able to trust somebody in the water, whether it be themselves or the person holding them, right? So when you put your child into a class with an instructor that they don't know, you may be trusting the process and you may be trusting the certification that they have, but your child has no frame of reference for that. And since they can't already swim, they can't trust themselves in the water, right? So they have to be able to trust the instructor. And unfortunately, when sessions change every 8 to 10 weeks and lessons are a whole week apart, it's really hard for your child to build any sort of trust with an instructor because there's no continuity for them, okay? So here's the mistake we're making. The mistake we're making is asking a child to trust this instructor when they have no reason to, right? So I call it good judgment because these children don't know how to swim, so they can't trust themselves in the water, and they don't know these instructors. So they're exhibiting good judgment, right? And it's unfortunate because it delays everything. But here's the reality. They trust you. They trust you. And I realize that for a lot of parents, this is scary. This is a scary proposition that you're going to get in the water and you're going to do this with your child. However, here's the truth, though, is that they trust you. You gave birth to this child. You have kept this child safe and warm and fed and clothed and housed and all of that their entire lives thus far. They already trust you. And you need to be able to trust yourself because you've done all these amazing things with them. You've taught them certain things for sure, right? Brushing their teeth, picking up their dishes from the table, whatever little things that you're teaching them already. And if you plan on teaching them to ride a bike, well, this is the same thing because learning to float is a feeling. It's a feeling. They have to be able to relax in the water and find that feeling, just like finding their balance on a bike. So here's how we do it. When you get in the water with your child, you'll let them know what you're going to do, and then ask them to just lie back on you. Float, or put your feet in the bottom and stand. Have your child lie on your body. This close connection to you, when you're lying completely under them, is going to help them trust you. Now, this is difficult for an instructor to do, right? Because she's got to keep her eyes, or he's got to keep his eyes on all the other kids in the class. And they've got to know exactly what's going on all the time. And they can't rely on their ears because there's so much noise in the pool, right? Children need a calm environment to be able to calm down. They need a calm environment to be able to be relaxed and calm in the water. You can provide this. Now, if you can't provide it at your own personal pool, I understand. Not everybody has the luxury of having a pool at home. However, community pools, I know I said noisy, but you're with one child, just yours, and you can create that moment with them. The other thing you can do is use a hotel pool. A lot of hotels have pools that they hardly use and will allow people to come in and use them, and they're quiet and they're typically warmer as well than the community pools, so you can do that. A lot of parents do this kind of thing when they go on vacation. That's another time that you can do it. Or in a friend's pool. We're talking about practicing for, 3 sets of 30 seconds each, where you just lie on your back and move around the pool with your child and point things out. Distract them so they get used to feeling relaxed on their back. Okay? Now, I realize that this is not necessarily going to get your child completely to float on their own. I do realize this. But if I gave everything away, I'd be a terrible businesswoman. And the truth of the matter is, as much as those swim lessons, they need to make money, so do I. So this is going to help your child stop wiggling on their back. It's going to get them used to getting the water in their ears at that angle. It's going to get them used to being on their back and not looking at their limbs or wiggling around. And that's the hardest part. So for a lot of you, that's going to be all you need, right? Now, for those of you who need more, click the link below. I have a mini course. It's really affordable, and it takes you step by step through the entire progress of teaching them to float on their back. So that when they get back to their lessons, it doesn't matter who they're with, they'll be able to just do it. If you have any questions, pop into my DMs. I'm here to help. Book a consult. I'm here to help. Most of all, click the link below if you're having a struggle and get that other course, because that's going to get you right through it. And it only takes about 3 practices. It's really quick when they were with somebody they trust. All right? With that, see you in the water. All right, so with a very small child, you want to lie under them and just float. So head back. Okay? I'm going to hold on to Thomas like this. I'm floating with him. And I'm going to move around the pool. And we're going to look at stuff. Okay? Now, if it's shallow enough, you can put your knees down and just use your hands. Get back over here where people can see. Okay, use your hands. But absolutely, if your child is worried and needs to feel more contact from you, you can actually lie directly under them and hold them against your body. Okay? If you don't float well, I've had parents who tell me they don't float well, you can put your feet on the stairs to help you float. Or you can hook your feet into a ladder, hook your legs into a ladder to float with your child on you. So you're gonna lie on your back. You're gonna put your head right on my shoulder. There we go, I got you. Okay, how does that feel? Good, so no moving, we're just resting. We're kind of like on vacation. We're just gonna look at the trees. Sugar, I'm gonna spin you around. We're gonna look at the trees. Okay, there's no moving. There's no moving in a back float. Oh, sun in your eyes. Let's get that out of the way. Beautiful trees. Okay, good. How was that?